Welcome back to UK Knowledge Guru. In this video, I will discuss when you can be paid less when we are discussing about skilled worker visa. So until now you already know about the skilled worker visa, but if you're struggling to understand when you can be paid less, so this video is for you. This information is not enough. So for that, I have thought to create a video and explain you step by step what do we mean by you are under 26 studying or recent graduate or in a professional training. So applicant who wanted to switch from graduate visa to this, what salary do they need, all these questions. So for that, I'll jump on I'll show you this guidance. This guidance is a skilled worker case worker guidance. This is the guidance which visa officers use to decide whether to give you the visa or not. This was updated on 4th of April 2024. I'll put the link in the description as well. So this is a long guidance. I won't go in complete detail, but we will be discussing about new entrant. So this is the new entrant guidance. Okay. So let me zoom in so I can show you. A new entrant means a new entrant to the labor market. In other words, someone who is near the start of their career who meets certain criteria. It does not mean an applicant who is making their first skilled worker application or entering the UK for the first time. Okay. Now, if you see on this, new entrant criteria is mentioned on this side. Information required from sponsor is mentioned on this side. Sponsor means when you apply for the job, someone who already got the sponsor license, they will provide that information. If you are applying self-sponsored, so you are the sponsor as well, you are the director of the company. Obviously, these confusion are happening with those applicants who are applying as a self-sponsorship and wanted to convert their graduate visa to skilled worker visa as a new entrant. So number one, we will discuss all these numbers. Applicant is under 26 on the date of the application. So how they will check that? They will check that from your applicant passport. Okay. Applicant is sponsored for postdoctoral position in one of the following occupation. So these are the occupations. So I won't go in detail to this. Number 3, applicant is working towards a recognized professional qualification in UK regulated profession. When we talk about this, so this is the link, the CPQ website, which confirm that which regulation you are belonging, which profession you are belonging. So we have very few people who are doing this, so I won't go in detail. Number 4, applicant is working towards full registration and chartered status with the relevant professional body for the job they are sponsored for. In this, the sponsor must confirm who the relevant professional body is and the applicant is working towards full registration or chartered status. Number 5, applicant most recent permission other than as visitor was under tier 4 or student route. So if you on a graduate route, you came to UK as a student and now you wanted to convert that, the permission must either be current or have expired less than 2 years before the date of the application. Sometime you get visa for student visa over 2 years. So the guidance clearly says the permission must either be current or have expired less than 2 years. Okay. So you decide the date before the application date. It's not the date when they will make the decision. It's the date when you pay the fees. That's the application date. For sponsor, it says confirming from the applicant or their sponsor. The applicant has completed their course or they have completed at least 12 months study in the UK towards a PhD. In that permission, the applicant must have been sponsored to study one of the following courses. Few applicants do ask that very frequent question, I'm studying towards a bachelor degree, can I apply? Not any other qualification of an equivalent level. A UK bachelor degree, it says that clearly over here. A UK master's degree, a UK PhD or other doctoral qualification, a postgraduate certificate in education, a post-professional graduate diploma in education. Okay. Someone recently asked this question about the education in certificate in education. So it clearly says yes. I repeat again, in that permission or previous permission, the applicant must have been sponsored to study one of the following courses. So if you have done bachelor degree, yes, you can apply for skilled worker as a new entrant. Check the applicant immigration history for the information. That's what the visa officer will do. Okay. Further, it says the applicant must have completed or be applying no more than 3 months before they are expected to complete the course. An exception applies to PhDs and other doctoral qualification where the applicant must have completed at least 12 months study towards the qualification. Number 6, applicant most recent permission other than as a visitor was under the graduate route. Okay, so this is very common, which many applicants who ask that question from me are from the people who have done the graduate route. Okay, let's go back. Check the applicant immigration history. So from the immigration history, they will check. So if you have applied, if you have done the UK graduation, then you can do that. The confusion which happening is on this question. You are under 26, comma, studying. It didn't say end over here. It's just a comma. So people are assuming that they need to be under 26 and recent graduate. But it says you are under 26. That's point 1. Point 2 is studying or a recent graduate or in a professional training. So now if you see the guidance, so number 1, which I have discussed, was under 26. Number 2 was these ones. Number 3, studying towards the UK professional body towards the PhD. And number 6 over here, applicant most recent permission other than as visitor was under graduate route. So if you are on a graduate route, you will be considered as new entrant. The permission must either be current or have expired less than 2 years before the date of application. Okay, less than 2 years. You should request relevant missing information from the sponsor if the sponsor has indicated the applicant is a new entrant but not provided the necessary details. You should discuss the case with the manager before doing this. This is basically for the Home Office is telling to the caseworker, the person who will decide your visa application, to speak to the manager. And if the information is missing, then speak to the sponsor about the information. So they can send that request through question and answers over the email to the sponsor. There is a system, SMS system. Let's go back. The most important part I'm discussing over here, many sponsors don't know this, and this is where the rejection comes in. So I'll read this part, 4-year time limit, and you should watch this part as well, understand this part very clearly, because this is where the visa get refusal. Applicant can be new entrant for maximum of 4 years. So if you're on a graduate route and you have done recently graduate, you're switching to skilled worker visa as a new entrant on 30,000 salary, like a lower bracket, then it will be only for 4 years. And if your sponsor issues you 5 years certificate of sponsorship, COS, it will be refused. So don't do that. Okay, I'll show you where it says that 4 years include time spent in tier 2, the graduate route, or as a skilled worker, whether or not that permission was for a continuous period. So that 4 years include all this. Spend in any tier 2 route, the graduate route, or as a skilled worker. An applicant cannot be considered as a new entrant for only part of the time they are applying for. If the applicant is applying for more than 4 years, or if granting the application would mean they would have more than 4 years permission in total, whether continuous or not, as a tier 2 migrant or as a skilled worker, they cannot score tradable points. So if you apply for more than 4 years, you won't score the tradable points. They will need to score tradable points in another way. So when we are talking about another way, obviously you won't get those 20 points and your visa will be refused. You must not grant them a shorter permission than they are being sponsored for. So if the COS is for 5 years and the visa officer knows your scenario, everyone knows that your scenario is 100% perfect as a new entrant, the visa officer won't do it because Home Office already said that you must not grant them shorter permission. Okay, so they would meet the new entrant requirement. So they won't do the shorter permission. And further it says, where the applicant has left time under the 4-year time limit where they could qualify as a new entrant, you should discuss the case with the manager to decide whether to contact the sponsor or give them opportunity to revise the date on certificate of sponsorship to allow the applicant to qualify as a new entrant. Where the sponsor agrees, the immigration skill charge and immigration health charge may need to be recalculated. You must not grant the applicant a shorter permission than they are being sponsored for, so they would meet the new entrant requirement without the sponsor's agreement. So your sponsor's agreement is for 5 years. The visa officer won't give you for 4 years or 3 years. They will refuse it because obviously they won't go back and go into that hassle. And then you need to go through the administrative review. Like they will refuse the application, then you will have the option to do the administrative review, and that's where the confusion will come in. So make sure you know about this. If you have any confusion about this, you can feel free to ask me. Okay, I'll also highlight you the tradable points because obviously we were discussing this. So these are the discussion about the tradable points. So occupation in table 1, table 2, table 2A. These are the table which I have discussed in my how to apply UK sponsor license. I have discussed completely in that. So if you see this, salary, that's 20 points. Salary and relevant PhD, that's 20 points. Salary and relevant, 20 points. Salary and job, occupation and immigration, so everything is 20 points. So new entrant, which I was discussing. So if you are applying as a salary and applicant as a new entrant and you're applying for 30,000 salary, then this 20 points you won't get it, and that's where the refusion will happen. If you read this, in addition to 50 mandatory points under the paragraph SW 4.1, an applicant must score 20 mandatory points under the paragraph 4.2, which contains 11 options. So these are the 11 options. If you obviously I have discussed this in my other video, so I don't want to go through this whole table, but it will be very easy for you if you do that. So for now I'll leave this video over here, but if you have any question, you can send me an email. I have also started, you can pay online and you can contact me. I'll give you a WhatsApp call because many applicants wanted to phone me, but I don't prefer that. But if you wanted to do that, you can do that as well. If you have any question, the best is you can send me an email and I'll get back to you. You can follow us on WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.